Let's see what we got. Lil Durk hit with new Fed charges. Damn, after the third indictment, I ain't know he been
Things
getting
just
hit with
seem
them
to be
bitches.
getting worse and worse for Lil Durk after he was just hit with his third superseding indictment. And this isn't new details or a
Is
new
it coming from
perspective
old
on what
charges,
we
old
already
murders that
know.
he did?
He's been hit with
Old shit
new
from him and Vaughn?
charges. And they've even put a new twist on the racketeering enterprise. You want to make hundreds of dollars from your phone for free cash. Robberies and drug trafficking, known professionally as Lil Durk, along with several co-defendants and associates, were members of a criminal organization involved in murders, attempted murders, robberies, and drug trafficking. The government is essentially laying the foundation for what resembles a racketeering case. They are arguing this wasn't a collection of unrelated crimes, but an organized group operating together. So they've already identified OTF, but now it's like they're trying to make Durk's team of special forces
OTF. I don't know why I thought that was
like an elite group aside from OTF. The next section focuses on OTF or only the family. Prosecutors acknowledge that OTF was formed around 2010 as a music organization that produced and promoted hip-hop artists from Chicago. However, they claim that a subset of people connected to OTF formed what they call the Banks Gang enterprise. According to the indictment, this group allegedly committed violent acts at Durk's direction, and in return, members were rewarded with money, jewelry, music opportunities, and elevated status within the organization. This is important because prosecutors are trying to establish motive. They are arguing that alleged violence wasn't random, it allegedly came with rewards. And who are they alleging was in charge? Who are they saying was the Larry Hoover, the John Gotti? Who are they saying was the top guy? The indictment identifies Lil Durk as the alleged leader of the enterprise. Prosecutors claim other named defendants and co-conspirators were members, associates, or affiliates. The government alleges Durk recruited individuals connected to the Black Disciples street gang and brought together people from various Chicago
I know about gangster disciples. I ain't never heard of Black disciples.
Neighborhoods under this enterprise. Again, prosecutors are attempting to show organization, structure, and leadership. And they wouldn't just be laying out the foundation of a full-on RICO and a mafia-like group, they would also give the purpose that the group served. According to the indictment, members allegedly used violence to protect Durk, protect the enterprise, maintain influence, retaliate against rivals, and control territory. The government specifically points to rival groups, including alleged gangster disciple members, as targets. The indictment repeatedly claims that violence was used as a tool to maintain power and influence. And it would seem one of the biggest hits that OTF or the Banks Gang enterprise took was the death of Vaughn. One of the biggest themes throughout this indictment is the November 2020 killing of King Vaughn, who prosecutors describe as a close friend and associate of Durk. The government claims that after Vaughn was killed, members of the enterprise began planning revenge against people they believed were responsible. One individual identified as Taekwon Bowman, aka Quando Rondo, became a central figure throughout the indictment.
I ain't been seeing that boy lately. Where the fuck Quando been at? That nigga been mighty quiet, huh?
Seemed to be #1 on the hit list. Prosecutors claim multiple murder plots were launched against Quando after Vaughn's death. The indictment says Durk and other alleged leaders recruited people willing to commit violence for the organization. Federal prosecutors claim individuals were brought into operations specifically to carry out attacks against rivals. This section is important because prosecutors are trying to show an organized chain of command rather than spontaneous acts. So not only was it just within the Black Disciples, the feds are alleging that this well-structured organized group reached out to whatever hitman they could find in order to execute the killings they were willing to reward. And they even
so they wasn't doing it themselves. I thought I could have sworn Vaughn had a lot of hats.
One of the more detailed sections involves stolen vehicles. Prosecutors claim Durk funded the purchase of stolen cars known as sliders or hot cars. According to the government, these vehicles were used during shootings because they were harder to trace. The indictment also explains terminology prosecutors claim members used.
Money looked at fake.
Ops, meaning rivals or enemies. Sliding, meaning carrying out attacks. Drills, meaning shootings or violent missions. Federal prosecutors are attempting to connect alleged coded language to criminal conduct. And the indictment would go even further as the feds start to detail the funding of the organization. Prosecutors claim Durk financed firearms, flights, transportation, drug trafficking, and rewards for violence. The government's theory is that financial support helped secure loyalty from members and encourage violent acts on behalf of the enterprise. In 2019, there was an Atlanta shooting, the first specific act of violence listed as a February 2019 incident in Atlanta. Prosecutors claim a dispute over a stolen vehicle led to a confrontation. According to the indictment, an attempted robbery escalated into a shooting that left the victim wounded. The government alleges Durk was present and participated. That allegation will likely become a major point of dispute.
Ain't lying, Durk one of them rappers like, if you don't know his background, you'll definitely assume that he's soft. Like he get an image like real quiet, chill, laid back, don't look like he want no confrontation. So I never seen how he act when it's time to cut up and you know what I'm saying, get mad and shit. I ain't never seen that side
and
of
it's shocking
Durk.
to see this because of
I
course
always seen the rapper side. I
the
wanted to see the
shooting
real life
that
gangster
Durk
side if you
and
really
King
living like
Von
that. You seen it in
allegedly
Vaughn.
committed.
Like Vaughn just had that about him, you know what I'm saying? But Durk, it seemed like yin and yang, complete opposites.
But beat in court. And it was even said at one point in court that Durk could be seen on video firing the weapon.
They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to
Stupid, nigga. You too rich and got money.
studio
out
to
there
make
doing
music.
stupid
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's
That
when
nigga
Witherspoon
Von in
said he
court
was
looking
robbed
like I'm
and
still
shot.
ready to
He said
pull
his
something.
chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
When he beat the case, then it came out that they allegedly would have continued to pursue a conviction against Vaughn, but Vaughn died before they could. Next, prosecutors described the murder of a rival gang member in Chicago in January of 2022. The indictment claims 2 co-conspirators committed the killing and later discussed receiving payment. One of the most notable allegations here involves text messages where prosecutors claim individuals discussed waiting to receive money from Durk. The indictment also references a February 2022 music video shoot where prosecutors say Durk appeared with approximately $1 million in cash. The government suggests this event is connected to alleged rewards paid to participants. And of course, the music video that they're talking about was the same setting that Durk sat down with Gillian Wallow on $1 million worth of game. Literally, that $1 million was used in a music video, and allegedly the leader of the gang in which the 2 guys went and killed another guy was in that music video. Durk allegedly had the leader of the shooters in the video with him.
That was
and the feds
stupid.
are trying to
You gotta
piece
keep
all
all
of
them
this
on the
together
low,
as
behind the
more
scenes.
examples of Durk paying for blood.
Niggas be
Now,
on
the indictment would
broadcast,
go
everything.
back to Quando Rondo, but this wasn't in LA. This time, this was in Georgia. Prosecutors claim members of the enterprise attempted to kill Quando in Georgia in May of 2021 as revenge for Vaughn's death. According to the government and the fact that Quando was still alive, obviously they were unsuccessful. Now, the Los Angeles shooting is the centerpiece of this indictment.
Yeah. Then he
Shots
put the
fired. A
Quando
fight
in the
taken to the
song
streets
screaming.
in this chaotic
No.
scene. The ending of a shooting that started in
I
Los
knew that was
Angeles,
gonna end
California.
bad. When I seen
Sheriff's deputies
Dirk on
pulling out a man
Academics
who had been
and he
shot
was
in an
talking
SUV.
talking too freely, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna end bad.
Savannah rapper Quando
That shit
Rondo,
going
a
bad.
passenger in that car, frantic at the site. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says
I ain't
witnesses
seen
heard
Quando
multiple
ever since all
gunshots,
this shit
then
started
watched a
happening.
couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica
Yeah.
Boulevard. Deputies found it
You ain't
peppered
public,
with bullet
brother.
holes and a shattered window.
Prosecutors allege that in August of 2022, multiple defendants traveled to California to locate and
And they was
kill
beefing over
Quando.
stupid shit.
The government claims flights were
Wasn't worth
purchased
a nigga
using
life.
OTF-related funds.
Either
Vehicles
way,
were obtained for
Favano
surveillance.
want to
Ski
kill
masks were
Quando. It wasn't like they beefing over females and stupid shit, bro. That ain't worth. Oh yeah, I need to go kill you and take you off the earth now. Why? For
purchased, firearms distributed, and Quando was tracked around LA. According to prosecutors, the alleged operation ultimately culminated at a Beverly Boulevard gas station, and this would lead to the death of Lil Pab. Federal prosecutors claim that when shooters opened fire at Quando's vehicle, Lil Pab was struck and killed. This death forms the basis for the most serious charges in this case. The government argues that although Quando was the intended target, Pab became the victim of the attack. The indictment repeatedly references music videos,
that's
social
his
media
family
posts,
probably mad as a
lyrics,
motherfucker at
and text
Quando.
messages. Prosecutors claim members celebrated violence, mocked rivals, and promoted their reputations through music and online content. Expect this area to become one of the biggest legal battlegrounds because defense attorneys will likely challenge how prosecutors are using artistic expression as evidence. And that's for sure going to be one of the most controversial aspects of this case because this isn't like they're beating
What's the
around
new
the bush. They're descriptively talking about murders and dead people and flat out dissing them in drill songs. But because it's on a beat and it's not a conversation over a phone or a conversation over a podcast, it's considered artistic expression.
I mean, it
and it's
should be.
supposed to be protected, which to be honest, sounds crazy because everybody knows what the fuck it actually is. Now, one of the most damaging allegations in the indictment is the claim that Durk placed bounties on individuals. The government alleges people who carried out hits would receive cash, jewelry, music opportunities, appearances in videos, and increased status within OTF. Prosecutors are using this allegation to support the murder for hire components of the case. But text messages would also be included. Among them, I can't let this slide.
I can't believe niggas wasn't using burner phones or nothing. Like niggas just be on their regular phone talking like this. Like they really must ain't never been through this before to know that wiretaps and all these things exist for real.
On dying turned me into a different animal. Don't book no flights under no names involved with me.
Just you saying that is still like probable cause at least or something like. You could have told them that in person, you know what I'm saying? Whoever you gave the credit card to let them do the spending and shit, that's the ones you could have seen them in person, talk to them, let them know, boom, boom, boom. Make sure nothing come back to me, my name, none of that type of shit. But for you to text a nigga on your phone to their phone using your credit cards, like it's just stupid. That don't make no sense, bro.
Later messages discussing potential informants and concerns about cooperation with law enforcement.
Then
The
all them
government
niggas
presents
start
these
snitching and
messages as evidence
cooperating,
of planning,
except for Durk.
coordination, and concealment. The defense will almost certainly challenge the meaning, context, and interpretation of those communications. Now, count one of the indictment is murder in aid of racketeering. Count one alleges that the killing of Pab was committed to maintain or increase status within the alleged enterprise.
If they was gonna send a nigga to kill Pab, he should have made sure it was nobody in his crew or his clique. You know what I'm saying? He put an outsider nigga who it can't even lead back to you or something. But for the nigga to be people in your clique or people that you know and still attached to you, that's crazy.
This is
business.
one of the most serious federal racketeering charges in the indictment. Count 2 is a stalking conspiracy. Count 2 alleges a conspiracy to track, surveil, intimidate, and ultimately kill Quando. This count includes the detailed timeline prosecutors provide regarding flights, vehicles, communications, and surveillance activities. Count 3 is interstate stalking resulting in death. This count alleges
Stalking
that
a nigga
interstate
trying to see
travel,
where he at.
cell phones, vehicles, and other facilities of commerce were used in a campaign targeting Quando. Because Pab died, prosecutors are seeking enhanced penalties. Counts 4 and 5 are.
But did they ever catch the people who did the initial shooting? Like, did they catch them? Did they start snitching? Or it just, even if we don't catch the people who did the shooting, we catch the nigga who sent it out, we good with that? Like, they all put in the comments if they caught the nigga who did the shooting.
These counts accuse defendants of using interstate commerce to facilitate a murder for hire scheme. Prosecutors argue that financial rewards and future economic benefits were promised in exchange for carrying out the hits. And count 6 is a firearms charge. The final major charge alleges defendants used firearms during a crime of violence. The indictment specifically alleges one weapon functioned as a machine gun through the use of a switch. Federal firearm charges often carry significant mandatory penalties if proven, and the final section of this indictment deals with forfeiture. If convictions occur, prosecutors say they will seek money connected to the alleged crimes, property connected to the alleged crimes, the firearms and ammunitions involved in the alleged offenses, and the substitute of assets if original assets cannot be located. Meaning whatever money was used to commit these crimes and fund these crimes, the feds want it. And if they can't get it from what they've recovered, they're gonna send Durk the bill. The biggest development in this third superseding indictment is that prosecutors are laying out a much broader theory than a single shooting. The government is alleging that an organized enterprise existed, that violence was rewarded, and that the murder of Pab was the result of a coordinated plot targeting Quando. Whether prosecutors can prove these allegations remain to be seen, but this filing gives the clearest picture yet of the government's case against Lil Durk and his co-defendants. Durk's lawyer Drew Findling would respond to news of the superseding indictment with a post shared to Durk's Instagram reading, "This indictment is lipstick on a pig. For nearly 2 years now, federal prosecutors have desperately tried to fend off challenges to a very weak case. Now, just 2 months before trial, a trial that Durk Banks has demanded at every turn, they pull this pathetic pivot, recycling old accusations into a scrambling prosecutor's backup plan."
That nigga Durk really been standing tall. That nigga ain't said nothing about nothing. He just doing his time. Hopefully, I don't think he did trial or nothing yet. He think he gonna beat it. And that's where he at with it. He think he gonna come home strong.
Alleged
Change nigga, come home and be like, I ain't even with that shit no more. I think he gonna take advantage of the opportunity. It's gonna be better than what Thug did. Came home still talking stupid. Like Durk gonna come home and really move silent like he was supposed to. Like he usually do, but then went on academics and just told it all.
racketeering, and as many unrelated false claims as possible. This is not a sign of strength. It's an acknowledgement of weakness. The fact remains, Durk Banks is innocent, no matter how many indictments they want to throw at him. It would seem prosecutors reiterated much of what has already been said, adding on other incidents to delay trial, giving themselves more time to build up their case and secure the most punishing convictions. And to be honest, it's a dirty game, and the feds are known to play these dirty games. I mean, not even just the feds. Look at what's happening with YNW Melly. He's been locked up for what, over 7 years? And you have to understand, when you pay an attorney, it doesn't just end.
And them attorneys them attorneys eating good just over the years, just steady getting paid to do nothing really. They ain't making the situation no better. They still, well, it's probably making it a little better, but they ain't got them out, that motherfucker. So what am I paying y'all for?
Continuous payments. You have to have continuous funds. It's not like they just give you a set bill and that's done, because when new shit gets added and extensions get brought on, you need to keep funding these attorneys. They will try to drain you and drag this out as long as possible until you're not able to afford the Drew Findlings and the Brian Steeles. And then at that point, they're ready for trial. They got you hooked because you don't have that legal backing. The fact that Durk with his legal team are ready for trial and the feds are trying to throw in any little thing that they can to delay this, I agree with his lawyer that this is a sign of weakness.
Yeah,
but
they
again,
probably ain't really got much on
if the
them.
feds are able to convict on any of these charges, it's pretty much over with for Durk. None of these charges are minor. None of them carry minimal amounts of time. Durk is literally fighting for his life, and he either gets to keep it or loses it entirely to the federal government. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think he do got a good chance. I think he's just waiting for that trial. As soon as he have trial, we gonna see where it go from there. But I think he think that he got a chance to come home, which he might do. I don't think they got that much evidence on him. He might be smarter than we think, you know what I'm saying? But I know he been chilling. He been staying quiet. You ain't been hearing no crazy news about him. No nothing like going on with him behind jail. None of that. He just been chilling, and minding his little business. You hear me? So we gonna see, man. We gonna do the trial. When the trial do come, we gonna react to it and see what it's talking about. You hear me? Until then, hit that like button, man. Like,
Just do it for the bar, just do it for the bar, just do it for the